American Samoa is an unincorporated territory of the United States located in the South Pacific Ocean, southeast of the independent state of Samoa. Its location is centered on 14 degrees 18 S 170 degrees 42 W, 14.3 degrees south 170.7 degrees west, minus 14.3, minus 170.7. It is east of the international date line, while Samoa is west of the line. The total land area is 199 square kilometers, slightly more than Washington, D.C. American Samoa is the southernmost territory of the United States and one of two U.S. territories south of the equator. Along with the uninhabited Jarvis Island, tuna products are the main exports, and the main trading partner is the rest of the United States. American Samoa consists of 5 main islands and 2 coral atolls. The largest and most populous island is Tutuila, with the Manure Islands, Rose Atoll and Swains Island also included in the territory. All islands except for Swains Island are part of the Samoan Islands, west of the Cook Islands, north of Tonga, and some 300 miles south of Tokelau. To the west are the islands of the Wallis and Futuna Group. As of 2021, the population of American Samoa is approximately 46,366 people. Most American Samoans are bilingual and can speak English and Samoan fluently. American Samoa has been a member of the Pacific Community since 1983. American Samoa is noted for having the highest rate of military enlistment of any U.S. state or territory. As of September 9, 2014, the local U.S. Army recruiting station in Pago Pago was ranked first in production out of the 885 Army recruiting stations and centers under the United States Army Recruiting Command. However, the United States has been highly criticized for taking advantage of such high rates of military service without giving American Samoans equal voting rights, voting delegates to the United States Congress, or even American citizenship. All American Samoans are automatically United States nationals, but not citizens. Traditional oral literature of Samoa and Manua talks of a widespread Polynesian network or confederacy that was prehistorically ruled by the successive Tui Manua dynasties. Manuan genealogies and religious oral literature also suggest that the Tui Manua had long been one of the most prestigious and powerful paramounts of Samoa. Oral history suggests that the Tui Manua kings governed a confederacy of far-flung islands which included Fiji, Tonga as well as smaller Western Pacific chiefdoms and Polynesian outliers such as Uvea, Futuna, Tokelau, and Tuvalu. Commerce and exchange routes between the Western Polynesian societies is well documented, and it is speculated that the Tui Manua dynasty grew through its success in obtaining control over the oceanic trade of currency goods such as finely woven ceremonial mats, whale ivory, tabua, obsidian and basalt tools, chiefly red feathers, and seashells reserved for royalty. Contact with Europeans began in the early 18th century. Dutchman Jacob Roggeveen was the first known European to sight the Samoan Islands in 1722, calling them the Bowman Islands, after one of his captains. This visit was followed by French explorer Louis-Antoine de Bougainville, who named them the Isles des Navigateurs in 1768. British explorer James Cook recorded the island names in 1773, but never visited. The 1789 visit by Le Pérouse ended in an attack and resulted in the death of his second-in-command, Captain de Langle, and several of his crew on a Tutuila water collection expedition. Le Pérouse named the island Massacre Island, and the bay near Arsu is still called Massacre Bay. HMS Pandora, under the command Admiral Edward Edwards, visited the island in 1791 during its search for the HMS Bounty mutineers. Juan Kotzebue visited in 1824. Mission work in the Samoas had begun in late 1830 when John Williams of the London Missionary Society arrived from the Cook Islands and Tahiti. By the late 19th century, French, British, German, and American vessels routinely stopped at Samoa, as they valued Pago Pago Harbor as a refueling station for coal-fired shipping and whaling. The U.S. exploring expedition visited in 1839. In March 1889, an Imperial German naval force entered a village on Samoa, and in doing so destroyed some American property. 3 American warships then entered the Apia harbor and prepared to engage the 3 German warships found there. Before any shots were fired, a typhoon wrecked both the American and German ships. A compulsory armistice was then called because of the lack of any warships. At the turn of the 20th century, international rivalries in the latter half of the century were settled by the 1899 Tripartite Convention, in which Germany and the United States partitioned the Samoan Islands into 2. The Eastern Island Group became a territory of the United States and is today known as American Samoa. The Western Islands, by far the greater landmass, became known as German Samoa, after Britain gave up all claims to Samoa and in return accepted the termination of